Hey guys, so as you saw in my last video, I got a package from the Game Crafter, which included 3 packs and these dual decks, which I just got. So feel free to check out the pack video, that's going to be in the description down below. You can also purchase these boxes on the Game Crafter. Their links will be in the description as well, but this video is just kind of show what you're going to be getting in those boxes so you can make an educated purchase. So, which one should we start with? I think we're going to start with Terrors of the Blue Abyss, as you can see there. This is going to be kind of hard to read, so I'll read it for you. The old forgotten powers of the Blue Abyss are unleashed in this starter deck. By their presence alone, Blue Abyss cards will cause your opponents to tremble. Take control of the fight by harnessing the eldest monster of the deep, Bazazan, Lord of the Blue Abyss. So, the Blue Abyss mechanic is that you can reveal any Blue Abyss card from your hand, and it will activate a particular effect. So it's really good to be holding Blue Abyss cards in your hand when you play them. And there's a whole strategy around that, but let me just poke this thing out real quick. It comes in this wrap. I'm just using a pen to kind of puncture it a bit. Don't want to damage the box. There we go. Terrors of the Blue Abyss. And you get that little circle, which you can see on the backs of the new card backs, which is fantastic. SS for SpellSlingers. I don't think I mentioned that last video, but it should be pretty self-explanatory. All right, let's go through the cards. You get Malfunction, which is there for those more relic-related decks. It also allows you to draw a card. You get Wish, which is pretty ridiculous. It's 10 mana, so it's huge. Magical rarity. But when you play it, you're able to get any card you want that costs 9 or less. So you can pull some crazy stunts with that. I'll put that in a little rare pile. Trident of the Blue Abyss, a very important card. At the end of your turn, you may reveal another Blue Abyss card from your hand. That's the mechanic of the Blue Abyss. I think I mentioned that. If you do, you can attach it to a friendly ally, and the friendly ally gains plus 200 and Frostbite. So that's just a flat stat buff, a really good card, and some nice artwork, if I do say so myself. Runic Examination. So this is from set 2, you'll notice, because the card frame is a little bit older, if you can put them side by side, but the back is brand new. So if you want, just punch the camera. If you want the old cards with the new back, this is one way to do it. I'll put that there. Wall of Ice, just a good card with Vanguard and Frostbite, buy you some time. Spell Ray, so if you reveal a Blue Abyss card, you can counter, which means that when it's entering play, you can then play Spell Ray to stop it from being played at all. Just completely disintegrates it before it can even enter play. And you do that by revealing a Blue Abyss card. It also has Snap, so you can just play this card at any time you want. But the trade-off is that its stats aren't particularly good. But still, it's a nice little surprise that people won't be able to catch. Flash Freeze from set 2 is just really good. Just blocks an attack and freezes them. Portal to Somewhere returns, just wipes the board of a bunch of weak stuff all at once. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Shock Eagle is able to return a non-Blue Abyss card to its owner's hand, which includes your opponent. So if your opponent just played a really big, like, Angel or Demon or something like that, you can use the Shock Eagle to shock it back into its owner's hand, so they have to replay it again. So, very annoying card. Water Mana Stone, and I believe, yeah, you're going to get a couple of these. You're going to get 10, so you can actually play the game now if you order this this box. Counter Charm, it's exactly the same as Spell Ray, just in spell form. So, Prosthetic Arm gives it health bonus and some Steadfast. Just a very all-around good card, and you can see some fun little flavor text right there. You can pause and read that if you want to learn about the story of the world that SpellSlingers is in. Another Trident, Runic Examination, and here's the boss monster of the Blue Abyss, Bazazan. So legendary, which means you can only have one. There's only one Bazzoxan, Lord of the Blue Abyss, in the world, and you own him. Vanguard, which means they have to attack Bazzoxan before they attack you. He's just so big and menacing that they can't ignore him. And Death Wish, so when this ally dies, you can reveal a Blue Abyss card from your hand, and he has Blue Abyss in the name, so he counts. If you do, you can draw 3 cards. So even if they kill Bazzoxan, which is really hard with those giant stats he has, if you have a Blue Abyss, you'll be able to draw 3 more cards, which could be 3 new Blue Abyss cards. So just an all-around really strong card for this strategy. But again, he's legendary, so even though he's really good, you can only have 1 in your deck. But it comes with a copy, and I just really like that artwork. I'm really proud of that. You can see in the background, you can see he's just a bunch of eyes and tentacles, but in the background you can see the little silhouette of even more eyes and tentacles. It's just this endless elder primordial horror thing. No one really knows what he looks like. But anyway, Portal to Somewhere, Snooping Sleuth, who has the Shroud mechanic. There's a lot of Shroud cards in this game. I think I explained it a little bit better in the pack opening, but you can basically play a Shroud card face down, and you can pay that little cost to flip it, and it has an effect. So this one, both players play the game with the top card of their spellbook revealed. So it's alright, but it gives you some information, and you know what cards you're going to be drawing if you ever cast Bazzoxan. Another Spell Ray. Umbra Squid, this one's pretty good. A bit tankier, a bit beefier for its stats as a Blue Abyss. But when you play it, you can reveal a Blue Abyss card and draw a card, then discard 1. So it helps you get rid of those more trash cards, the cards that you don't really need in your hand at the moment, and cycle them away for something better. So just a good card. And it also has Stealth, which is really good. Water Mana Stone. We got another 3 of those. You should be able to, it will come with 10. Messenger Raven, Shroud, and when it's flipped face up, you just draw a card. Pretty good. Another Malfunction. Counter Charm, again, Prosthetic Arm. Handy Miscalculation. They put, a player puts their hand at the top of their deck, and then they draw cards from the bottom equal to their original hand size, so you can just redraw your hand if you want. Flash Freeze. And here's one more rare card that comes with the deck. Blue Abyss Titan Turtle. When you play, you reveal a Blue Abyss card, and then it gains plus X100, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Now remember, there's a lot of card draw in this deck, which includes stuff like Handy Miscalculation, Malfunction, lets you draw cards. So you're going to have a lot of cards in your hand, and if you play this guy, he's going to be an extremely large turtle for your opponent to deal with. So just a good stat card all around. Wall of Ice, Shock Eels, Snooping Sleuth, Blue Abyss Umbra Squid, and then more Mana Stones with a Messenger Raven at the back. So this deck is complete. You can shuffle it up and play it whenever you want. Just straight out of the box, just ready to play right out. So we're going to put these away, and then we're going to move on to the next one, which is Kingdom of Gob. Also, little SpellSlingers logo at the top there. I think I've already pointed that out. I just really like that. That's cool. So if this isn't your style, if that weird, creepy, eldritch abomination isn't your style, then maybe the Kingdom of Gob is your style. Chaos seems to erupt from the lawless underground kingdom of Gob. Only recently did one goblin rise above the others. Snag, the Three-Fingered King, joined Snag in the unification of various goblin tribes. Each soldier is willing to die for the great cause of Gob. It also goes down the line with more text, but let me unbox this one first. So some people kind of think of the goblin archetype as a bit more cartoony, and that is definitely true. It's very much based off of, this whole card game is kind of based around a set of D&D games that I played in and DM'd for. So, and the goblins in that game were almost always played up for comedy. So even though they might look a little comedic and a little silly in this deck, they are a real threat to be dealt with. So I'm going to try to open this one up without damaging it again. There we go. This is a fire deck. The last one was a water deck. So here is the Fire Mana Stone artwork. Pretty nice. Get 2 of those. Skeleton Key. Whenever an ally dies, you deal 100 damage to someone. Pretty good. Little Fire Mana Stones. Here is the namesake of the deck. Snag the Three-Fingered King. Notice how he's from a set that doesn't exist because he has been in testing for the longest time, and only recently has he been printed. So this is actually the first time you're able to use Snag. And again, I'm gonna flip him over. The new card back, so you don't have to worry about that at all. But really cool card. Legendary, you can only have 1. Battle Fury, and whenever you discard a card, you summon a Goblin. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the rest of these cards, because you might be kind of confused at first, but he is the key to everything. Borean Berserker, just 300, 200 with Battle Fury, which means he can attack immediately. Berserkers tend to have Battle Fury. There you go. I'm going to make a separate pile. Bane Fire Dragon. Whenever it deals combat damage to an avatar, or in this case a player, just know that avatar is synonymous with player. You can discard a card, and if you do, you can then draw 2 cards. So again, you're discarding cards for Snag, and you're also drawing cards. So maybe you didn't want that card anyway, but now that card is a Goblin, which you can add to your army. It's a very, very clever strategy that the Goblins use. Berserker's Charm. It can do a lot of stuff. You can pause and read that, but it's more of like a Swiss Army knife, and that poor guy holding that knife is not having that great of a time. Rian Ambassador. So this is a kind of a cartoon of the Vixian Ambassador water card that was in set 1. This is the fire version, so whenever a player summons an ally, they have to pay 1, and if they don't, you deal 100 damage to an ally or them. So, really funny card. You have to pay your taxes, otherwise you're going to get burned. Reckless Goldseeker. So this guy is a 200 for 1 and has Battle Fury, so that's pretty good off the start. That's some really good stats for how much you're paying. However, it has a downside. When it's summoned, you flip a coin, and on heads, your opponent gets a free mana stone out of it. So it's a bit of a gamble, but if you get tails, this card is really good. Iogant, a very strange creature that's only really exists in this world, as you can see. They are these giant monsters that are pretty passive. They just eat metal. So as you can see here, when he enters the battlefield, he eats a relic. He eats some metal. So really strange card, but he's good to have, especially if your opponent has a lot of those strategies. Vagabond. So he has the Shroud ability where you can play him face down, and you can flip him by paying 5, and if you flip him, you can search your spellbook for a Goblin ally card, reveal it, shelve your spellbook, and put the revealed card on the top of it. So the next card you'll draw is a Goblin, so maybe you'll get Snag with him, but he can just about find anyone, and I really like that artwork. I think, yeah, he's on the front cover for the Kingdom of God. And you can see he has like a pot, he has a little like pan there, he has a goose for some reason sticking out of his back. You can see a little fishing hook from his fishing rod right there. He has a stick with a compass on it. It's just really nice artwork. I like it. Goblin Tax Collector. You pay a little price and you can quick exhaust him for both players to discard a card from their hand, and then you draw one. So you're discarding, but remember, discarding is good. Discarding is good. It's the meme strategy. Fire Mana Stones. Grand Finale. So as you can see, this guy is about to blow himself up. It's a drill card, and when the drill is cast, attach it to an ally. When that ally dies, whenever this drill reaches 0 fade counters, because remember it has fading 4, deal X 100 damage to the attached ally and its controller. So the thing, you attach it to something and then it blows up after a couple turns and hurts both of them. So it's just a fun card to use. Oh, put it in your comment pile. Borean Berserker again. Another Fire Mana Stone. Weirland Scimitar gives plus 200 and swordsmanship, and you can just reattach them. Just It's just good. Swordsmanship is a really strong ability, and this one gives it to you pretty cheap. Ruju the Iron Bell. This guy's from set 1, and again, old back. Sorry, new back. Geez, he doesn't have the old back. That's what I was trying to point. I was trying to point out how he's not using the old back, but I just said the exact opposite. So, legendary, plus 100 fire spell damage, and fire spells cost 1 less. He's a pretty basic card, but he's pretty good. That's about it. He's also a goblin, but Berserker's Charm again. Wall of Fire. So Wall of Fire has Vanguard, so you have to attack something with Vanguard before they attack the player that owns it. And this guy has some damage, so if you run up and attack the Wall of Fire, you're going to get burned. You're going to take some damage. So, really interesting there. Another Reckless Gold Seeker. Guerrilla Patrol. So again, Shroud, another face down card. Only instead of paying mana, you discard a card. Sound familiar? And if you flip him, actually there's no real benefits to flipping him other than like acting spooky. But this ally can't be targeted by your opponent's spells or abilities. So if you just play this card face up, he's pretty good. He's also a ninja for some reason. So if you want to build a ninja deck, he's a fine addition to your collection. Another Vagabond. Goblin Metallurgist. So when this ally is summoned, you can return a relic from your graveyard to your hand. So maybe your opponent destroyed one of your Weirland Scimitars, you can get it back. Or maybe you discarded a scimitar, then the Metallurgist can get it back. Because remember, discarding, I'm gonna keep bringing that up, by the way. Just keep bringing that up, because whenever something's discarded, something happens. Fire Mana Stones. I think that's all the Mana Stones. Weirland Scimitar again. A second Grand Finale, you get 2. And here you go, you get a Paradox Field, just to add to the weirdness that is the Kingdom of God, and how the Kingdom of God is extremely chaotic and strange place. Paradox Field makes all targets of spells, attacks, and abilities to be chosen at random. So, if you're ever in danger, this is a panic button that you can press to just cross your fingers and hope that you survive, because everything's going to be random. And you can look at that artwork there, but it is a Prime Stone Crystal. Maybe I should make a lore video explaining some of this stuff, but there is a Prime Stone Crystal right there, and then the different rays where you can see all the different weird realities that this thing is making. Just really fun. Really like that artwork, and it is a magical, so worth it. Rian Ambassador. Here's another legendary you get. Aramor Landwalker, so whenever he attacks, you can search your spellbook for an ally with 2 or less and summon it against Battle Fury until end of turn. So he attacks and he gets a buddy from your deck to attack with him. So, pretty fun card there. Don't put him in the common pile, he does not deserve it. Wall of Fire, another Iogant, Guerrilla Patrol, Tax Collector, Metallurgist. So, those are the decks. You can see how each one has their own distinct style and strategy. I'm gonna put Snag to the front there because he is a handsome boy. If you guys are asking, wait, he doesn't have 3 fingers. He has 5 fingers right there. It's this hand that has 3 fingers. It's all part of his backstory, which I can do. Hey, leave a comment down below on which one you think is better. Is one stronger than the other? Are they both pretty OP? If you guys spam OP in the comments, I'm gonna I don't know, but I think both of these are pretty well balanced. They're designed to go against each other, so you and a friend can both buy one, and they are designed to be perfectly even when dueling each other. I'll leave a comment which card is your favorite one. And if you want to learn more about the weird world that these cards exist in, feel free to comment and I might make a lore video. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one.